Now let us look at the next section, the handler. The handler is the execution of the command which was sent by the process services. So as we saw earlier, in the process services, we send the command in the bus filling all our input API model and context info. So now what it will do, based on the address that we have provided here, I'll just get back to that once again. So we are telling default destination endpoint is the handler endpoint for the command getting executed from our default command. So it will go to this handler endpoint and execute the command. So what in turn it does is it contains the handler.default.bus gamma. So now this bus gamma will be executed. So the handler available with the bus gamma is executed. What it does is, again, it will create a data packet for execution. The reason it is done is this bus gamma is an implementation of nService bus, and we have kept it separate and decoupled from the actual persistence logic so that it is easy to swap bus when we need it. So it control goes to the add customer plugin. Here we have a iFlex repository bridge, if you notice. So this is the write DB that we have, and we have IDB connection provider bridge. iFlex host is the common thing where we get all our dependency injection, configuration information can be all the things can be available there. So we'll create that topic in separately. So it does the connection provider. It takes the context info from the command that was applied earlier, and it calls the domain models add customer method and create the domain model. If you go to the add customer, this is the model. So that maps the models into the domain and fill all your data, create your model whatever way you want with all the logic that you need. Mind that the validation should be done in the plugin. Don't leave any critical validation or any other validation when it comes to the handler processing, because it is a background processing. So do all your validation. You can lock any of your data, use your concurrency, some logic we can use it before the data is sent into the bus. But if you read eventual consistency, you will understand better how to design these applications. So now let's see, the model has been created here. It calls the domain model. So all your logic of the model remains with the domain model itself. So now here we have the customer insert or update and the data is saved. Here if the data is not able to save due to some reason, there is a database lock or the database is down for some time, this will keep retrying the messages till the data is saved. We can configure the messages for the retries so that we don't lose any messages. We can configure like, okay, try it 5 times, then wait for 10 minutes, then try it another 5 times, and then ultimately if it fails for half an hour, 1 hour, then the data can go to the database. So I recommend you go through the eventual consistency articles. We will also give some reference links in our website. So understand that thing, and that will help you to create better application, more resilient and more scalable applications for your customers. After the processing has happened, it will raise the event based on the condition. So if we see customer added, event is there. So we have a condition called condition on success. This file, for each condition you will have a different file. So ideally it is one condition, but you may have some conditional parameters where based on some condition you are raising one event, based on some other condition you may raise other event. So the events will be raised accordingly. So we will see condition on success. So we need to enable this here, otherwise it won't get executed. So the on this event condition need one data. I've kept it empty in the initialization because we don't know what condition may come up from the graph that you have created. It all depends on the graph. So that condition you give, whatever comes here, the default. And if you have a logic, then you can create your different condition based on your business logic available. So here we have not enabled, we have kept it disabled because this is just a example that we have given, but this condition may vary on what you are creating on your graph. So whatever you create on your graph, the same condition comes. So whenever you work on this, please enable the condition here on what you have configured in your graph during the future creation. So this is event. Next we will see how this event raised is handled by the subscriber. If you notice here, whenever we are raising an event, we are passing the context info here also, so that the subscriber, since the whole process is eventual, that it is asynchronous and eventual. So we need the context info in other place also, and that's why the context info need to be passed here. So subscriber, if they need it, they can use the context info. So this is very useful when you are developing a multi-tenant application. So only on one configuration in your startup, your entire application can be switched from a single tenant to multi-tenant, multi-tenant to single tenant, without changing any line of code inside anywhere in your business logic. And the bus publishes the event. So this context is very important to maintain the transaction for the entire process that is being executed here, and the context that we passed is the context that is available to us from the service bus context. So that's all about the handler. So now let us look at the subscriber.